So today is Thank You Day, a time to reflect and pass on messages of gratitude in advance of the NHS's birthday tomorrow. Over the past year, the NHS has been thanked many times, both locally and indeed across the country, for everything that staff have done in treating COVID patients and keeping services running. We're really grateful to you for all this clapping and all the appreciation that you've shown. But today, on Thank You Day, I'd like to turn the tables and thank all of you, those of you who've supported us. University Hospitals Dorset is really lucky to have such a great army of volunteers helping out across all our sites. These volunteers make a tremendous difference for our patients, our staff and our visitors, and we really appreciate all their commitment and dedication. Thank you so much to all of you. Many local businesses have been kind enough to send in goods and offer discounts on their services. And I know how much this has been appreciated across all our hospitals by all our staff, and I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank them all. We know how tough lockdown has been for so many businesses, but despite this, we've seen so much kindness and generosity to our staff. We know how important it is to maintain communications with local people about what's going on within our hospitals, and I'd really like to thank our local media. They've worked very closely with our clinical teams to help share important messages across newspapers, radio and TV. Thank you so much for helping us to reflect what life's been like in our hospitals so that the public could understand what was going on, and also for helping us to explain why we've had to make certain changes as we've sought to maintain patient care. Following our merger and the creation of University Hospitals Dorset, we had local elections for our new Council of Governors. Now, our governors are really important to the running of our trust, representing our members and ensuring that we maintain high standards of governance. Thanks so much to all of you and for all your support to the Board of Directors. Our trust has the support of many partner organisations across the whole of the Dorset Integrated Care System. We've needed to work together more closely than ever before as we've sought to tackle all the issues that have had to be addressed during the pandemic. I'd like to say an enormous thank you to all our partners. Our joined-up approach has been essential in maintaining services throughout the hospital, and we couldn't function without our fantastic colleagues in the community, in primary care, social care and indeed the independent sector. From a personal perspective, I know how important it's been to have the support of family and friends over the past year, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you who've been doing this for our staff, helping to keep those who work here safe and feeling supported throughout the pandemic. I know some families chose to separate in order to reduce the risk of infection, and this was a really enormous sacrifice. Thank you so much for all your love and care. As our staff are key workers, many have had their children still in full-time education throughout the pandemic. And of course our teachers are also frontline workers, and by continuing the education of our children, they've helped our staff to focus on caring for patients. Our teachers have been just as concerned about their own health and the risks that they've faced during the pandemic, but they too have kept going, working in different ways to maintain education services, and these are so essential. Thank you so much to all our local schools for keeping going. And finally, I can't record a message today without passing on once again all my appreciation for all my colleagues here within University Hospitals Dorset, both clinical and non-clinical. Whatever your role, whether you've been on site or whether you've been supporting colleagues from home, you've made such an important contribution as we've worked to maintain essential services. You have all been amazing in your support and care for our patients and in caring for each other. You've taken on new roles, introduced new pathways and adapted to new ways of working in response to the COVID pandemic, and I couldn't be prouder of you. It's an honour and a privilege to be Chief Executive of University Hospitals Dorset and to work with such dedicated, talented, caring people. Thank you so much to all of you for all that you have done.